We're calling it the chaos in Caracas, and it's only intensifying. Venezuelans now creating their own free market by selling trash. Liz MacDonald.
Yeah, you know, Charles, this story just keeps getting worse. We brought you the story a week or so ago about Venezuelans eating out of garbage bags in front of restaurants. Now we've got people selling, basically going through garbage to get rotten fruit and vegetables out, to sell the rotten fruit and vegetables. You're looking at people looting grocery trucks right now. So what is happening? We've got more than three-quarters of Venezuelans under the poverty line. That was just about 50% were under the poverty line just 2 years ago. And you know what? The thing is, Charles, people who are doing this, it's not just the poor. They're former small business owners. They're college students. They're senior citizens. And what we're seeing in Venezuela with the collapse of socialism is that small business owners who saw their businesses ravaged by high tax rates now moving into the black market to sell things like toilet paper or paper towels out of their homes.
Right.
So that's what's happening in the economy in Venezuela.
And of course, that's a country where you have to ask for permission to raise your prices.
Right.
Like the government controls everything. And, you know, you talk about socialism coming to the rescue, but isn't this the best example of income inequality? The few rich people in Venezuela, they haven't made. People stand in line to buy their toilet paper for them.
Yeah, that's right. So that's exactly right. And what started that was the government trying to fix income inequality with the very measures you just cited. Things like, you know, it's called the frozen job, where you can't be fired by law. You can't be fired, so people don't show up for work. So it basically collapsed the entrepreneurial system, the small business system owners in that country. We've got triple-digit inflation. I'll tell you time and again, when you see stats like half of Venezuelans now don't even eat 3 meals a day, this is what Venezuelans are telling me they're afraid of with what is happening in the United States.
Now, we learned a long time ago, Margaret Thatcher's favorite saying, ultimately, you run out of other people's money, right?
Right.
I think the worst case scenario, though, with socialism is when the bloodshed starts happening. Because
That's what's
we've seen
dangerous.
Millions of people.
Yeah.
Over the last few years, we've seen both Chavez and Maduro hike the pay of soldiers, big time.
That's right.
Your sources, do you talk to them about the possibility of mass bloodshed?
Well, they're worried about that because there is a push to do a recall of Maduro, but he's fighting against that. Now, when Argentina collapsed in a debt crisis in 2001, about 22 people were killed back then. So the Venezuelan message here is people down there are saying, listen, we thought it was great. The government was always there for us, doing things for us, giving us free stuff. But then the government showed up at our back doorstep, and we said to ourselves, wait a second. They are way too much in our lives. So when that happens, it's really hard to dial the government back. That's the message.
Well, that's the ultimate Faustian deal. People need to realize that when it sounds tempting or too tempting, that's ultimately what happens.
Yeah,
Liz, you've been
right.
fantastic on this. Great stuff.
Sure, thank you.
Really appreciate it.